Hey everyone, welcome back to my kitchen. My name is Mindy Banks. I'm the Flip Flop Chef, and today I'm going to show you how to make air-fried cinnamon chips using Pampered Chef's Alexa air fryer, as well as appleberry salsa. It's a throwback recipe from Pampered Chef from the 1990s, and it is delicious. I've been making it since I joined Pampered Chef, and it is just something that never gets old. So it's real quick and easy. It's going to come together super fast. If you're new to my channel, I hope you'll click the subscribe button while you're here. And also check out theflipflopchef.com. And when you click the button at the top of the page, you're going to be able to join my recipe community. You'll have access to thousands more recipes and videos, as well as a weekly giveaway. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start off by making our cinnamon chips. I already have one batch ready to go, so I'll show you that before we add this one to the basket. But we're going to start with just some flour tortillas. So these are the small fajita size. You could use whatever size tortilla you want, but depending on what size, that's going to determine how many chips you get. And so I just have a handful here, and I'm going to take my pizza cutter and I'm going to slice these in half, and then I'm going to slice them into quarters. We're going to spray these with oil and then sprinkle some cinnamon sugar on the top, and then we'll cook them in the air fryer. All right, so I already got my bowl here from before, so I'm going to toss these in there, and I think I'm going to do a few more. You don't want to overload your basket, because if you do, it'll take too long to cook them or they won't cook evenly. So you definitely want there to be space for these chips to rotate around inside of that basket. Oops, I'm not doing a very good job cutting those today. And one more. And I'm going to use our kitchen spritzer, which just has regular vegetable oil in here. And I'm going to pump the pressure in the bottle so it's nice and tight, and still pretty tight from the last time that I used it on the previous batch. We're going to spray the oil, and I'm going to toss the tortilla chips at the same time. It's really important that you do this because you want all the tortilla chips to be separated and oil to cover all sides so that the cinnamon sugar will fit to it and so they'll crisp up. I missed cutting that one, so oops, I have put a section in there that I didn't cut from the halves into the fourths. All right, I'm going to need a little bit more oil, so let me dry my hands, and I'm going to pump some more pressure in the bottle. The cool thing about this is it doesn't use any preservatives, so if you're buying the sprays at the grocery store, they're full of preservatives. They actually damage your pans, and they're just not good for you. So being able to just use whatever oil you like and not having any of those preservatives makes it so much better. And I'm just separating any tortillas that may be stuck together, because like I said, you want to make sure that you get oil on both sides. These are sticking together more than normal, so I maybe should have separated these before I put them in the bowl. We're almost there. Okay, and then we're going to just pour cinnamon sugar over these chips. Now, I mixed some up already. I don't know if this is going to be enough, so if we need more, I will make some more. I'm just going to toss this in the bowl. So you're going to get a little bit messy when you make this, but it's all right. I think we'll have enough. I'm just going to sprinkle the rest on here. Just tossing these and making sure that I'm covering them on all sides. Now I'll tell you something I like to do. I like to have that brown look, so I go back and add a little bit more cinnamon. So I'm just going to give this a little shake and then just sort of toss this around. Now I'm using Pampered Chef's crunchy cinnamon. It's not a product that's available all the time. It's usually a seasonal item, so depending on when you watch this video, it may or may not be available. All right, just a little bit more, give it that darker color. Okay. And then these will be ready to go in. Let me wash my hands and I'll show you the batch that I made before I went live on the camera. All right. See, these are so easy to make. You could buy cinnamon chips at the grocery store, but they're about $4 or $5 a bag. And you can get a bag of tortillas usually for under $2. So, especially if you're shopping at Aldi, oops, it's even cheaper. Okay. So this is cooled off now, but let's pretend that it's not cooled off. I want to show you guys how you can open this basket when it is hot. You're going to want to use an oven mitt, a hot pad trivet, or one of these microwave grips to kind of hold the basket still. Take your retrieval tool, slide it inside of that little hook, and then pull it open. And that way you're not having to touch anything that's hot with your bare hands. But I'll dump these out, and you can see they're nice and crispy, right? So these have had time to cool off. I'm gonna go ahead and transfer these over to my serving bowl. Just gonna stick these on the outside, and then we'll put our appleberry salsa in the middle. I'm gonna put these around, and we'll put the rest in the air fryer. And get those going while we make our salsa. So the appleberry salsa, it is like a sweet salsa. It's not, there's no tomatoes in this salsa that we're gonna make. So I wanna make sure you guys know it's definitely not a savory salsa. Okay, so now that we've got those chips off of the tray, I do recommend that you spray your basket. Whoops. Even if you don't think it's gonna stick, it's just a precaution just in case, because you don't want to make cleaning this basket any harder than it has to be. And it's actually really easy to clean if you put it in the dishwasher. But if you have food stick on it, then it can be a little bit more difficult. All right, and then I'm gonna dump the cinnamon sugar chips in there. Close this. And this is still a little bit hot, so I'm gonna turn it a little bit closer to me so I don't burn myself. I'm actually gonna use the retrieval tool. Usually I just put this in with my hands, but since this is a little bit hot still from the first batch, let's see if I can see. Okay, so get your basket in. I'll rotate this so that you can see. You wanna make sure that this kind of locks in place and you can kind of slide it side to side. I'm gonna turn this to the rotisserie setting. That tells me it's going to rotate on its own. The temperature is right at 400. The time is way more than we need. I'm gonna do these, they're 10 to 12 minutes. The previous batch I did 12 minutes, so I'm gonna do the same thing on this one. If you're doing tortilla strips, like for a salad and you're cutting them into smaller pieces, I would say only 10 minutes on those. All right, so I'm gonna set this aside, and then let's make our appleberry salsa. If you guys have any questions along the way, just leave them in the comments, and I'll be sure to get back to you with your answer. And don't forget to check out my recipe community. You can find it at theflipflopchef.com. All right, so this recipe, like I said, it is an oldie, but it's a goodie. When I joined Pampered Chef in 1999, this recipe was so popular, and I still love making it today. So I've got all of our ingredients prepped out, and we're gonna serve it in the middle of that bowl there. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna chop our strawberries. So I have a pound of strawberries. I rinsed these, removed the stems. I'm gonna use our salad choppers for this. I love these because they're double-bladed scissors, and you just place this down into the bowl. But I wanna point something out to you. The best and easiest way to use this is to make sure that your index finger is underneath inside. Let me zoom in so you can see. Underneath the red lock, but inside. Not on the outside, but inside. If you're left-handed, the same thing. Your index finger is gonna go underneath that red pin, and you're gonna press down into the bowl. I'm gonna slide this air fryer just a little bit, give me a little bit more elbow room here. And we're gonna chop the strawberries. We're gonna just do a coarse chop to start because we are gonna add some more fruit to this, and I don't want these to be too chopped up, because as we keep adding food, we're gonna keep chopping. All right, next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna peel and core some apples. And so I wanna show you our corer first. So this tool right here takes the cores out, and you're just gonna line it up on the top and then just twist and press down like that. And then look at this, it pulls the core right out. And look, you can just put that in the garbage. So we're gonna do this again on the second one. Let's line it up as best you can, and then just twist and press down, and then discard the core. You can also use those on cucumbers. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my serrated peeler. This is from the 3-piece peeler set, and I'm just gonna peel the apples. So 2 apples, pound of strawberries, we're gonna add 2 kiwi, we're gonna add some orange zest, orange juice, brown sugar, and homemade apple jelly. All right. another one of these. So this peeler has little tiny teeth, so it will peel things other than just like carrots and potatoes and things that have a skin, even like this apple. You can use it on kiwi, peaches, tomatoes, mangoes. We've got all kinds of options. All right, I'm gonna throw away these apple peels, and then I'm gonna cut this apple into chunks and then just toss it into the bowl with the strawberries, because I'm gonna chop these up even more. Whoops, throwing things around here. Let's see. All right. And I'm just using this flexible cutting mat. We'll put that in the bowl. And then I'm gonna give this a little bit of a chop. The only reason I cut these into smaller pieces was so that they would fit under that salad chopper a little bit better than just putting, you know, whole apples or halves in there. And remember, we're gonna continue to chop as we add fruit. So I'm not gonna chop everything all at once. Okay, next, let's add our kiwi. So we're gonna use the same peeler to peel the kiwi. We're gonna do 2 kiwis. And then we'll cut the ends off, toss them in the bowl. Whoops. Can't seem to hold on to things today. I do leave the ends on because it gives me something to hold on to. But today, I seem to be struggling. All right, so there's one. Let's do the other one. And this peeler comes as a set of 3. You're gonna get this serrated peeler, julienne peeler, and a regular peeler. And they're dishwasher safe, so they're easy to clean. All right, one more. Oops, one more after that. Okay. And then I'm gonna take my knife and I'm gonna cut that off. I need to wash my hands. I got some of the peel on there. I don't want those fuzzy pieces in the salsa if I can help it. Okay, so cut the end off, toss these in our bowl, and then I'll show you same thing. We're just gonna chop the fruit like this, and we're gonna chop some more, so just hang tight. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna juice or zest our orange, and then we're gonna juice it. So I'm gonna use Pampered Chef juicer, which comes with a zester. I'm gonna take my orange, and I'm gonna just rub this back and forth just so that I can grate the peel off of the orange. This works on all citrus fruit. There's actually more flavor in the zest than there is in the fruit. I'm gonna scrape this off into my bowl. I think I want a little bit more. I didn't zest the entire thing. So let me go back and zest a little bit more on this one. And then we'll juice it. We're gonna add some brown sugar and some apple jelly. The apple jelly that I'm gonna use today is actually homemade apple jelly. I made it in Pampered Chef's Deluxe Cooking Blender. So if you'd like to check that out, be sure to go to the recipe community so that you don't miss out on that. And that is made right here. So I'm gonna do 2 tablespoons of apple jelly. 1, 2, and if you don't have apple jelly, you could use grape jelly. I've used raspberry preserves, strawberry jelly, whatever you have on hand. Don't make a special trip to the store just to get apple jelly. All right. Now, we're gonna just continue to chop with the salad choppers, and that's gonna incorporate the jelly and the brown sugar. And as this kind of sits, it will get a little bit more juicy. And those flavors will mesh really, really well. And on our air fryer, we have 5 minutes left on that, so that'll probably finish after I finish this video with you guys today. But again, if you have any questions, be sure to leave them for me in the comments. and I'll be happy to answer those questions for you after the video. And please hit the subscribe button while you're here. I would love for you to check out future videos that I make, and I have so many already, and you can check out the playlist on my channel to find more recipes for the air fryer and the deluxe cooking blender to make your jams and jelly. All right, so I feel like that's good. Scrape any of these little pieces that are in our salad chopper so we don't waste that. And then bring this over here, and I'm gonna just pour the salsa in the bowl here. And we'll have some more for later. But there you have it. So this is appleberry salsa with air fried cinnamon chips. Comes together in a snap with just a few ingredients and our deluxe air fryer. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care, you guys.